Hey everyone, and welcome to a replica airguns video. My name is Michael K, and we're not doing a product review today. I'm going to be talking about single and double action triggers. This can get confusing, and earlier on it confused me quite a bit until I was able to figure it out in my mind exactly what defines single action and double action. Now there's more than just single action guns and double action guns. There's also single action only, single and double action guns, and there's also double action only guns. So there's kind of really three different types. Now the first thing that I want to mention is that we're talking about the action of the trigger, not so much the action of the gun. Because a lot of these guns can be cocked either using your thumb to cock a hammer, or the action of the slide will cock either the hammer or the internal action of the gun. So just keep in mind that we're really only talking about the trigger and how that affects how the gun is fired. So I have an example of all three types of guns here. You're looking at them, and I'll bring some more guns in a bit. Right here we have a double action only gun, and I'll show you exactly what I mean by double action only. We also have a single action only pistol right here, the Echo Tuna. By the way, this is the SA-177 by Umarex, and it replicates a Glock that uses a striker fired mechanism, which is technically a double action. And then we also have a single and double action gun, one that can fire in single or double action. Again, double action only, single and double action. So let's start off with single and double action. Here we have my Dan Wesson 6-inch silver revolver, and to show you what I'm talking about with double action, notice how the hammer comes back and releases the action. So the first action is cocking the hammer, the second action is releasing the hammer. That's single and double action happening all at once. Now if I want to shoot this gun as a single action only gun, cock the hammer. Now all the trigger's doing is firing a single action or releasing the hammer with a single action, not pre-cocking it and releasing it in two actions. You can see how that works. So again, single action, double action. Likewise, I have my Beretta PX4 Storm here. If I was to do this, cock the hammer back, I can release it with a single action. I can also use double action with this gun by pulling the hammer back with the trigger and releasing it. So double action. Now let's talk about single action only guns. What this means is it doesn't matter what you do with your trigger finger if it's not ready to go, or if the action is not cocked or pre-cocked, or the striker is not cocked or pre-cocked. It doesn't matter what you do with the trigger, nothing's going to happen. Now if I was to cock this gun, and yes, I am cocking it with my thumb, but I'm not using my trigger finger to do it, so that makes this a single action only gun. Now what happens with a gun like this is the blowback action will cock it again, but not the trigger. The blowback cocks the hammer, readying it for the next shot. Okay, so don't confuse the fact that the action of the gun or the blowback cycling pre-cocks it. It's still a single action only gun. And this little Echo Tuna is the same thing. Notice how I have to cock it to release it. Doesn't matter what I do with my trigger finger, it's not going to cock the hammer and fire it. The gun has to be pre-cocked by either shooting it or manually raking the slide. Here's an example of a double action only pistol. Now the Glocks use an internal striker mechanism which is a little bit different, but technically it's a double action pistol. Now what happens with the Glock is the action of the slide will actually pull most of the action back, the striker back, but when you pull the trigger, you're actually pulling the action back a little bit more. It's a safety mechanism so that it can't accidentally misfire as easily, and so you're pulling the action back prior to the gun releasing the striker or the action. So it technically is a double action only gun. So there's no way to pre-cock the gun, and even the slide going back doesn't fully pull the action back. You need to use the trigger to pull the action back that little bit more, at least with this model, and then release it. And this gun is the same. I'm actually pulling back an internal hammer. When I pull it, there's tension, and then the last part releases it. And this gun, you can see I can't even cock it. There's no way. Now this is an air gun. Normally the real gun would probably cock, but in this case this is double action only because I cannot pre-cock it. There's no way to pre-cock this gun. I have to cock it with my trigger finger, and there's tension, and typically a double action trigger is going to be heavier because you're pre-cocking the firing mechanism and then you're releasing it with the secondary action. So the first action is the cocking, pre-cocking, and the releasing is the last action. So that makes it a double action trigger. So I hope that this information has helped clarify the difference between a single action only, double action only, and a single and double action trigger mechanism. Thanks again for watching another Replica Airguns video. Don't forget to come down to the Replica Airguns website where I have lots of products available for you. Airguns, blank guns, and accessories. I've also got a ton of articles there for you to read through. And make sure to check out my other YouTube videos, my Facebook channel, my Twitter channel. And of course, don't forget to subscribe if you're not already subscribed to my YouTube channel. Thanks again, and take care.